Putting yourself first. Keys to the best self care for 2021-2022 school year. Welcome to another school year. I hope from this presentation you're able to take away tips and ideas to create a self care routine that will help you through the school year and also benefit your overall wellness throughout your life. My name is YChapman, and I'm your fifth grade school counselor. Before we begin, I just want to let you know I'm super excited to go over this and talk to you all about self care. Moving right along, to show my excitement, we're going to watch a quick. Okay, before we begin this quick animation, I want us to just take a moment to have an open mind, and as you watch it, see where you may relate or if you're inspired by it at all. And after we watch, we will discuss a couple of things that you know, maybe picked up that resonated with you or that just stood out to you and all. Okay, so enjoy. Okay, so I hope you found something that you could relate to in that video. It's very, I think, relatable in a sense of the profession that we're in. We tend to kind of put ourselves last a lot of times and forget about having fun and just doing things for ourselves. So, with that, we're going to dive right into what self care is. Um, Self care is the integration of mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual well being. Okay. And with self care, it's very important for us to kind of take on this mentality so that as we're educating our students, we're able to present to them a well rounded, healthy balance of energy so that when we're teaching them, they are just as motivated as we are. There are 4 keys to putting your self care first. And with that, there would be prioritizing self, holistic work and life balance, meditation, and the power of breathing. Common reluctancies of self care stem a lot of times from guilt, societal pressures, false appearance of being under control and collected, and putting others before yourself. With prioritizing yourself, you're able to think about what is key for your well being. Scheduling time for exercising, having creative outlets and hobbies, treating yourself to massages and spas just to give yourself a little bit of self care and one on one attention for yourself. And also, taking time out to just maybe read and find relaxation in that as well. Holistic work balance. Self care doesn't have to be umbrellaed under one category or just surrounded around meditating and salt lamps. There are many different ways to getting that self care and that holistic work balance. One is going to be creating boundaries around time. A lot of times as educators, we often fall into a realm of, oh, I just need to stay a few minutes after work. I'm not going to leave until I get this done, or, taking on other tasks. So setting those boundaries is going to be very important in order to have that, to help you with holistic work balance. Another thing that is key that I've seen in many years of me being an educator is that oftentimes teachers and different educators will avoid taking their breaks because they just don't want to stop, or they feel like they have so much to do. And with that, it's very important. You need that, you earn that time, you have that time. So it's important for you to utilize your lunch break, because that is your mental break, that is your time, and you shouldn't have to feel obligated to work and or um, sacrifice that for someone else or another task. Take your breaks, stop and breathe. You owe that to yourself. um, when we say prioritizing your task, we know that going into the school year, especially in the beginning of the year, there is going to be a lot of just, getting into the groove of everything, trying to figure out where your students are. We had a very rough year last year, so we are going to be really identifying where our students fall. And with that, it's easy to get overwhelmed. It's easy, again, to take on more tasks. Keep your task and keep your goals for your classroom prioritized. That way, you are setting yourself up for success and avoiding the stress that will come with trying to do more than one thing at a time, or putting things, last, like I'll get to that later. Just organizing your time and staying and using calendars, using any other tools such as alarms to help you stay on track. And then lastly, my favorite is practicing saying no. I know this is extremely challenging for educators. We do take on a role and a responsibility at times to look out and, put others before ourselves or even before our families. But get into the habit and the practice of saying no. If you cannot do it, do not sacrifice your time. Do not, you know, uh, take on things that's going to get in the way of your family or your personal life. It will be okay. If it can't get done, if you didn't get to do it, it will still work out. So practice that in order for that holistic work and balance. Moving right along, meditation is something that I think a lot of people don't realize how beneficial it is. Um, it's another form of just kind of clearing your mind and recharging with positive energy. Meditating can be something that is, 3 minutes to as long as you need it to be. It's that place that you go in order to really be sound and be still. And I think as teachers, it's very critical for us to keep our energy positive as we can, because we do work in such a high stress environment. And with practicing meditation, even if you're not familiar with it or if you've never tried it before, just taking moments to look into that and do, I highly encourage. Um, this can also be just having quiet time in the morning for a morning ritual, or maybe that looks like an evening ritual where you take a walk and you're just by yourself and you're able to clear your thoughts in your head for the day. Again, that positive energy is going to be key to help you get through a school year. I know last year the amount of stress and frustration that we endured, it it was definitely a test of endurance for our teachers, and teachers who were positive, and other leaders that were positive. It made a big difference because that positivity can be shared and inspired by others. Okay. Another key thing that I feel is important and aligns well with meditating and keeping your positivity is getting enough rest and sleep. Um, I know you're probably looking at me like, what? I'm a teacher. I get up at, crack of dawn. I'm working. But when you're allowed that time, when you set those boundaries, when you get into the routine of really saying, this is when I'm going to go to sleep and I need that rest, it is very beneficial. Moving right along to the power of breathing. In this particular presentation, I wanted to present to you guys an opportunity to practice what it looks like and what it feels like to just take 3 minutes of your time to breathe and do some breathing exercises. So, in this next video clip, we will practice some breathing techniques with each other. Okay, so sit tight. We're going to go right into it. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that breathing exercise. To further our connection, and just so that you have a way to um, carry on, I would like to challenge you to participating in an online survey. I would like to know how you would try to incorporate and apply self care into your school year. So if you just text the following code that is on the screen to join, text that to that particular number, and you will be able to enter a response. At everyone, I just want to remind you that self care comes from prioritizing you first. And if we embrace those different keys of self care, you're able to stay balanced. And with that, I appreciate your time and I thank you and have a great school year.